cinco, basta, hosta, mefta, juvrek, rishi, labir, groove, snores, lagelkor, rishi, labir, usa, snor, vrek. Hosta, mechta, cinco, basta, hosta, mefta, juvrek, rishi, labir, groove, snores, lagelkor, rishi, labir, usa, snor, vrek. Hosta, mefta, cinco, basta, hosta, mefta, juvrek, rishi, labir, groove, snores, lagelkor, rishi, labir, usa, snor, vrek.
Yazor, why yazor, go, if ma.
Puštikami uno, zipa blufa torpos di vei. Zumba coltonissimi, Estamos e cross de play. Zika kumba jumba noro, kumba jumba hero, kumba jumba opposite way.
Listen to the music.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, Smuggler's Reverse. Hi everyone, welcome to Smuggler's Reverse. This is our Star Wars RPG that we play here as a mini-series on Sunday nights. My name is Philip. In this game, I am the living force, because that's what I decided to call the game master of a Star Wars game, and I think it's funny. Welcome, if you are here to watch us play a silly game. Hello, players.
Hello.
Howdy. Intro.
Yeah, very aggressive intro. Because, you know why? It's not Star Friendships. So on today's game...
Kinda is, though, right?
Very, very true.
It kind of is Star Friendships. It's all just about the uncomfortable friendship between two robots.
Yep.
The finicky C-3PO and the wily R2-D2. I like that R2-D2 in Hutties is R2 Daytoa. That always amused me in those movies. Anyway, yes, we're gonna play a fun game here. Before we get into that, we'll mention that it's September. What month is it for real? October, September.
It's still September.
Still September.
Yes.
Thank goodness, because otherwise my Christmas shopping would only be 2 months away. But yes, it is currently September. So subscribe with your free Prime subscription. If you have Prime, you can link your account or gift them right now. That's fun stuff. And also we have lots of other shows, and some of them are kind of crazy. I don't know. Anybody else want to say anything before we get started?
God, 2021 is almost over.
Stop.
Wait,
We're
is
all
it
gonna die
2021 already?
I thought we were just in the 18th
It's
month
March
of
of 2020.
Yeah.
Day
Philip, what is
400.
a smuggler's reverse?
Ooh, excellent
I
question.
know it's a maneuver, but what
It
is
is a maneuver. Well, Smuggler's Reverse is actually the...
Well, it's
if
when
it-
you put the Millennium Falcon, put it into the rear.
A Smuggler's Reverse is when you... It's a maneuver when you cut half the engines and then the other half in rapid succession, so you effectively full stop and turn around immediately, and then can... It's like
a C?
It's like
reverse
rather
C.
than like a loop-de-loop or something, it's a full stop, cut engines, use thrusters to turn the ship around, and then go back the exact opposite direction.
So, but then does it reorient itself as well? Or does
You
it
don't
just stay upside down?
You don't have to. You're in space.
So
You're in
does this
space.
maneuver require inertial dampeners?
It probably would, yes.
That generated a lot of G's that would kill you.
Yeah, that many, yeah. And it's
At least in the cockpit. I would advise.
and it is something from, I think it like only appeared in like the title of one, or it's not in the title. It's like it appeared in some book written in like the 90s or early 2000s, and
You were just like, that's cool.
Well, so this does not exist, but when I was younger, a friend of mine made a Star Wars fan film in which I appeared as numerous aliens. It was about Talon Card the Smuggler from the original Thrawn trilogy, and we called the movie Smuggler's Reverse.
Ah.
So this is
Origins.
I'm just referencing that here because I wanted to, and I'll be honest, a non-zero percentage of why I chose this name for the stream was because if you look right above me, how just nice the end points fit into the lines that go around in the old Kenner, packaging. It really was part of it. I had some other options, and they didn't have letters where they'd start at the bottom so cleanly. So there you go.
I think you chose correctly.
I think I really did. I think it's important to choose for reasons such as this. So that is a longer answer to that question than you probably sought.
No. It's about what I expected.
Cool. Yeah. What?
But is it like a reverse C maneuver?
Do you want me to fucking demonstrate it?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god!
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
Oh my god! Somebody's on our tail. Wait.
Okay.
That's a Smuggler's Reverse. Like, oh, they're coming at us. How are we ever going to turn our main guns on them? By doing this.
Got it. Yep. That
Brilliant.
would kill you. That would kill you for sure.
Is there a
This-
slow-mo replay?
Again, folks, if you subscribe, you get this great special effect behind
do-
the scenes series that's happening.
Yeah.
Literally
Some
hundreds of
just,
dollars have been spent on these special effects.
This FX budget is pretty pricey, yeah.
Can you tell that Philip here, the Living Force, works for ILM? One of
I
their
do.
top.
I'm one of their. I'm.
This is our because of that ship. This is our most expensive show.
That is
on
true.
our channel.
Yeah, if that ship is in the budget of one of these shows, then this really is the most expensive one. Worth every penny, I might add, because I would look at those visuals. My gosh. I cannot wait, guys. If this ship gets blown up at some point, I'm gonna break the model. Like, I'm gonna break the Legos apart on stream. So I kind of need you guys to die in space. So yeah, well, fun times. A lot's going on in this game. And I will point out, y'all are halfway through. You've spent 3 sessions living on a prayer, living on a seeking oneness with the Force. Yes, you are halfway through. You have 3 sessions left. You have kind of been on this planet for a while. You have identified the human cyborg, Sibilant Paul. You have met their crew, who seem to be ex-First Order stormtroopers. They seem to be sadistic and competent.
They're definitely
And
the good ones.
You have learned these things. You also have numerous plans of how you will kidnap Sibilant Paul so that you can use them to access an F-Runner ship to make yourselves a clean 1,000,000 credits each. I will say that one thing you sort of set up, so I'm prepared to, if you do follow up on this at some point. You did say you wanted to maybe hire a slicer.
Indeed.
Thinking that such things maybe that is not a set of skills that's in here. Obviously, the fact that you have Dr. Oddo is a big deal, but would also require some sort of computer expertise and might for other purposes as well. So we'll sort of say that is a thing that you have already sort of put into motion. But at present, we have 2 members of this ragtag Leota's 11 or Leota's 6 basically group who are currently being marched into a turbo lift in the Ambassador Hotel, seen by the highly unseen Lucknucks, who really just again cannot wait for him to get to his kids, his soon to be grandchildren.
It's been 40 to 50 years in the making.
Oh man, it's amazing.
Long career.
A Godol,
Oh, and you're like a week from
This is it.
Your pension.
Yeah, this is the
This is the last score. Do this, and it's all there. Lucknooks, you do see that Rakur and Dr. Oddo are being marched out down the hallway. They are going into the turbo lift. I believe that we did end with you informing the rest of the group that was going on.
Yeah, I really spoiled my martini, so.
I can understand that. So we are actually going to start immediately with, so Lucknucks, you can act. I'm going to say that Oddo and Rakur, both of you are sort of at this moment to, if you guys want to try to just fight your way free of these guards in this elevator, Winter Soldier style, the movie, not the character, you know what I'm saying? Then you're certainly welcome to do that. Or welcome to attempt that, but I think we'll probably, at this point, we will sort of cut over to Leota and Phawz Nee and Mordenki, who are outside.
I'm actually at the bar.
You're inside at the bar, so you may have heard this, maybe not. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Are they going to pass me when they come out?
What is your passive perception?
That's a great question. It is.
While drunk.
It is 12.
So from where you're, imagine that you're in a bar, there's you walk into this giant hotel bar and you go down a few steps and there's various things. If you're sort of over at the bar, you're not by the doors. That's the lobby. The lobby's a big wide thing. So no, you would have to move to be near where they'd be walking.
All right. Well, if I have heard the message, I will try to kind of nonchalantly saunter out into the lobby.
Understood. He is sauntering to the lobby. They're still coming on the turbo lift. That is very doable. Phawz and Leota.
Well, that's just great.
Let me handle this, you two. I have a way with words.
Well, but do you have a way with people of the law?
People of the law, people of the citizenry. It's all people, isn't it? Everyone loves Mordanky.
Well, not the one that you have a rival with, so
We don't
just
talk
putting
about
that out
her.
there.
All right, so at present, and then so they're. I assume, as for Lucknooks, you're gonna let their turbolift go down. What are you doing at this point? You're gonna go take on the bad guys yourself? Go knock on the door?
Of course, no.
Cool. Okay.
Are there
There's
Are there,
multiple turbo lifts. It's a fancy hotel.
Are there like an air vent system or something along that line that either a Godal or a small droid could fit in?
A small droid will fit in. I am going to rule, based on the exact design of that droid with those cool antennas sticking up, those are retractable, but when retracted, communication is severely limited.
Okay.
So you can send your droid there, but your droid might not be able to tell you how it's doing. You'd
Got
have
it.
to come out and re-extend antenna. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll send him in to just
All right,
peek
so
in.
make an investigation check to sort of try to find like the right ingress point for an air vent.
Would this be the whole surveillance agent?
In this case, I mean, yes, but in this case, it's just an investigation.
Okay.
Yeah.
23.
Yeah, pretty easily. You're like, okay, well here I'll just kind of pop this, and you're able to just kind of pop a thing off without too much stuff. I know you're sneaky enough. I'm not going to make you roll on that thing. But yeah, you find a space. You have RK mutters to you in Sisrai a bit. Just saying, you got it, boss. And what are your orders to RK?
Just to do a recon of the room and see if he can get any data on what may have transpired.
You want RK to recon that room and see what's transpired. Understood. All right, so RK is going to go do that. Are you waiting here for RK, or are you leaving?
I will wait.
All righty. Very good. So, we will now cut down to the elevators where the turbo lift's opening. Murdenki, you do see that surrounded by like 5 people wearing Nolk security uniforms of, we'll say 3 humans and a couple of non-humans, are just marching the 2 of them in binder cuffs across, just like, actually they're not even heading towards the main door, they're going to head to a side door where they're calling for like a speeder.
Right. Quick question. What was the name of the little guy who was in charge of the ceremonies that I was talking to?
His name is Yopab Demotab.
Yopab Demotop. Okay, yeah. I knew it was some weird
And
like.
he is a narquois.
Narco. Okay.
Narca.
When I see them, I'm just going to go like, hey! What's the meaning of this? What are you fellas doing with my boys? I'll walk up to the.
They
guards.
kind of like one of the a human who seems to be sort of in
I'm
charge.
telling you, there's been a mistake.
He's just kind of like, hey, stay back. This is a high security business here.
I'm telling you, there's been a mistake. We
Yeah,
were
well-
invited into the room.
We'll sort that out at the station.
I don't think you guys need to do that. I'm Mordanky of Mordanky in the Hyperspace Dream. These are 2 of my workers. I must have just lost track of them. They probably were doing something for me and got in the wrong room or something like that. You can take it off with Yopab Demotab. I know him.
Who's that?
You can. He's the guy in charge of ceremonies. I'm playing at the regatta.
I look, if you want to take this up with anybody, you're gonna have to talk to either Kid Feeve or Gal Fresno.
Do I know either?
I will say that you probably know at this point that Gal Fresno is in charge of racing operations. Like, she is like in charge of the race and the participants and all that stuff. She's the one in charge of this whole situation.
All right. Well, Gal Fresno, I've talked to her personally, and she told me we were free to roam as we liked before before we did the show.
That's fine, but you wouldn't have been free to threaten anyone's lives. We're getting them to the speeder, and he's basically like not really stopping. They've slowed a bit, but they are still walking them down the hall, and you're kind
I
of
didn't
following.
threaten anyone. We didn't threaten anyone.
We'll
We didn't
sort
say
it out
that.
at the station.
Look, fella. I need these two boys for my work tomorrow, and I need them free right now. And I don't want to be the one. I don't want you to be the one to tell your boss that you held up the ceremonies that she was planning so much for.
She doesn't care about the ceremonies. She cares about the... And, actually, this person would not even say that. This person would say, if you can get... Make a persuasion check. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was waiting for.
This might honestly even be more intimidation, but it's the same for you, so it's fine.
It doesn't matter. Oh, I roll these at advantage.
You do.
Well, that's good, because one was a 2, but the other is 16. Plus 11, so 27. I'm going to throw a force point on that. 3, so 30.
So 30. So this person is certainly like... What's your name? Pulls out a comm link.
More danky.
I need Kit.
What did you say? I cut out.
He said, I need Kid. Which he is a name he already mentioned. Tell you what, make a culture check. This is just to see if you picked this up and gleaned it anywhere in there. Not a super high chance for you, probably.
11.
You don't know who Kit is. You remember him saying the name. You don't know who that is. I need Kit. And then you hear a voice near the end go, Kit, we have the two people intruding in one of the racers' rooms, but we're having a trouble here. Some musician, what's your name? Glimfid. What's your name?
More danky.
More danky says he needs these two people. Over the thing goes,
well, he can bring him down too if he wants. He can come talk to us here, but we gotta process both of them. That's a high value room they're in.
He says it's gonna be a problem if they're not there tomorrow.
Well, then have him come and he can sort stuff out of the station, so it won't be a problem.
You're welcome to ride along.
Fine, I'll come with you.
Modenki, Record would just like you to know that I believe that Record believes this will be okay. These fine men saved our lives.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't like to leave my own alone, so I'll come with you just in case.
And with that, the three of you head out.
S4 is with more danky, so 4 in that case.
They will say you'll have to leave your droid.
That's fine. S4, have some fun in the bar or something.
Yeah, you can't bring your Terminator to the cop station.
S4 says, there's no fun to be had in there.
That's what you think. You just gotta have the right mindset, buddy.
I do have the right mindset. It is the mindset of these, and just kind of walking away muttering, these profligate wastrels, that is completely wrong.
I like that guy.
This galaxy is bleeding. In any case, yeah, S4 will just kind of wander around, wait for this, but the three of you are loaded into a thing, and you are taken to actually a Nulk building. It's not even like a police station. You're taken to one of like the Nulk security stations. In the meantime, upstairs, I need you to roll on behalf of good old RK a stealth check.
Okay. 24.
You can use your force points on your droid. You don't have to.
I think
I'm very likely just kind of gonna throw one on.
Gotta do it now. 4.
Okay, cool.
28 is pretty solid.
28 is solid. The
passive's 29.
No, the DC of this was 26. So.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I do offer when I should. So, and then please make a perception check for RK.
He is not that good at that, actually.
That seems wrong for a surveillance droid. That's probably on me. What is RK's modifier on that?
3.
That doesn't seem right. I'd call it a 6. That should be a 6 at least.
They have to have at least, proficiency and all that, right?
Yeah, that's preposterous. Go ahead and make that a +6.
Okay. I only rolled a 7 anyways, so.
Okay.
kind of a moot point, but
13 then?
yeah.
Okay. So you're up there. You hear a little bit of chatter on comms that people are being moved around downstairs. It sounds like Murdenki's going to go with them somewhere. RK emerges unscathed after about 3 or 4 minutes and begins saying to you in Sisrai, and you of course know that what RK is telling you is that holy shit, they had like a laser thing in there. I nearly hit it, and I had to like put like one of my, it was so crazy in there. Oh my god, it was like I nearly got caught. Oh, they had they put like a thing inside the air vents. Like they were watching out, but I don't know. I could barely hear anything. They had like a scrambler thing. I'm not even sure you can take pictures in that room. They seem very advanced with stuff. I heard a couple little snippets of them talking. They were definitely talking about the people you sent in there. Oh my god, that was crazy, man. But again, all is just.
And who are these people?
They're a menace to the galaxy.
Yeah.
That is what they are.
Yeah, with a 13, that is probably all RK kind of picked up. All right, so what in that case are Lucknux, Phawz Nee, and Leota Azul going to do?
So, do we now know that Moore went with them?
You know that, yes. I think S4 came and told you that.
Okay.
It doesn't sound like we've learned or Phawz Nee knows about the people
Until you talk
actually
with
in
us,
the
no.
room, though.
You guys don't know anything about that, no.
I would have
Well,
shared whatever
yeah.
nuggets
Well,
that I had, but
Yeah.
They're alive. That went better than I expected, but not good either way.
Yes, and I think our priority at this point is to get them out of whatever prison they'll end up in, and we can see if we can intercept Sybil and Paul's ship at one of the viewing. What are those called? The
Flotillas?
The floatings?
Viewing platforms?
Yes, with one of the
mean,
viewing platforms at this point, because
If you ask me, you want to do the interception when there's not a viewing platform nearby, but you're
that
in
is
charge
unfortunately one of our only options. Unless we want to intercept it with a ship, a literal water ship, which I don't have the funds for, do you?
here. Well, I'm not much into gambling myself, but it seems to me that if Sybil and Paul is losing, the viewing platforms aren't going to be following him to start with, so we may want to look at some other options. But first, we need to get Oddo and Record back.
Yes, one step at a time. So I suppose we should just follow them. Are we able to figure out where they're going and pursue them?
I would say that Mur has a comm, could kind of ping you guys or whatever, so you at least get the direction. If you want to follow after them, you're confident you can get to wherever they're going. Lucknux, are you going with them, or are you staying up in the hotel?
What do you guys want from me? Do you?
Come with us.
And you can send your droid back in if you want to. I will say that your droid, having beaten the thing, understands how difficult it is. Like your droid knows the DC to get around whatever sensors they put on the inside of their air vents.
I'll leave him here to keep tabs on them.
Okay. So you're basically going to have that droid go up there, and you'll get to roll. You'll get to roll a couple of perception checks. Make one more stealth check for me. And technically, you don't know the outcome of this, but RK does.
Nat 20.
Okay.
28.
So
yeah.
RK very easily is able to kind of just kind of get himself stuck in there, knowing where it is, and will go. So whenever are you going to tell RK to come out after a certain amount of time, or are you will on short range comms, you'll get within 30, 40 feet and recall RK whenever the time is right.
I'll tell him to stick with these folks until he hears otherwise.
RK is going to stay here and look, okay?
Or if they leave, to follow them.
Okay. If the droid knows they've left, it will do so.
Yep.
Perfect. So, the rest of you arrive at a Nulk security station. in this kind of like district of the city. It's not a long drive. You are marched, the two of you in binders, not sort of as roughly, but certainly pretty roughly, through a couple of kind of Byzantine hallways. You're not exactly sure about, you're like, this might be hard to get our way out of here. Merdenki, you're kind of just following behind them.
Can I still be sipping my drink from the bar?
That would be a slow sip, but yeah, sure. If you're really nursing that thing, no problem. Yeah. And eventually, you are all sort of brought into kind of like an interrogation room. They're going to say, Mr. Denki, you haven't been charged with any crime, so why don't you wait out here? In the.
Don't worry about us.
I thought they wanted. Are you too sure? I can go in.
No, I don't think you want to go in, and so they basically put the two of you into a room. Now, one thing that's notable about this chamber that you're in is that there's a door on the far side of it that is made of like curved glass. Very different design.
Cave, convex.
In this room, it actually, you know what? Oh, actually, it would be convex. There seems to be like almost it's like there's almost like this like glass like bubble on one side that's definitely a door. And there's like a table, and they basically ask you both to sit at the table. They clip your stuff onto the table. They do take like they kind of search you. They've taken some personal effects from you. Kind of just whatever's on you, data pads, med kits, stuff like that. They're not doing a full search, and they know you have no weapons. They did not, of course, take your weapons; those are still up in the room. They sort of take your stuff out. Merdenki, you're just kind of sitting in a hallway on a little bench, finishing your drink. But Merdenki, after just a few moments, a Sulliston walks down the hallway, and this guy has this. He's wearing the Nulk uniform, but he's got this glimmer in his giant black eyes. Sulliston, neon numb, melting faces. You know the deal. And he's coming down. And he's got a data pad in hand, and he's just kind of Oh, you're the musician, huh?
I am Mordenki of Mordenki in the Hyperspace Stream. It's lovely to meet you.
I asked Yopab about you, and he said, reiterate that he's replaceable. So,
wow.
These are your people? Do you want to be a part of their interrogation?
Well, I would just like to make it very clear that there must be some misunderstanding. That my people and I were just roaming around, minding our own business the night before the show. We were taking in the beauty of that is this planet and Namadii and the regatta, and we certainly mean no harm to anybody or any of the contestants or whatever happened.
Must is a word you shouldn't throw around lightly, Mr. Denki.
Hits the button, and the door slides open. And kind of nods to the guards, and some guards walk in, and he kind of gives you one last look of like in or out.
I'll go in.
Gestures for you to sit down. Comes in and says,
we have been informed, gentlemen, that the two of you were trying to coerce a contestant in the race into allowing you to access their cybernetic attachments.
Oh, coerce is not.
Coerce anyone.
Coerce is not the word that Record would use. We
it's factually not true.
We made a request, and were met with hostility, but Dr. Oddo and Record never forced anyone or attempted to force anyone to do anything.
I'm a trained professional doctor. This is my specialty.
So why were you asking them if you could access their cybernetics before a race?
Allow Record to explain. Earlier on in the evening, Record spoke with the Duke of Ural and convinced the Duke of Ural to place a large bet on Sibyl Paul, a sum of money that Record has never seen. Record began to feel guilty or maybe guilty isn't the right word, but trepidatious about this situation. So Rakor asked Rakor's friend, Dr. Oddo Eisen, a specialist, to perform an examination on Sibilant Paul, merely to ensure that Sibilant Paul was ready for the trials ahead of them.
It's true.
We
I was
presented
there at the
ourselves-
meeting with the Duke with him.
We presented ourselves as agents of the Duke, which is a falsehood, to be sure. But that is whose interest Rakor was attempting to act in. We meant no harm.
I wish that in-game or in-universe, the response to this from this creature was, insight check! But effectively, that is what's going to happen. Would you please roll a deception check?
Sure.
Can I be helping?
I will say, I'll phrase it like this. The more you talk, the more suspicious this creature gets. So if you would like to grant you can grant advantage via that, but you think that they're going to get a larger bonus to their insight check if you do so.
I'll stay quiet then.
Okay, cool.
I will use a force point. That is a 20.
A 20. Okay. And I theoretically...
Deception,
it's not
right?
A deception. It's not reliable, but a lot of these NPCs have one thing they do. And as you say all of this Celestin has one goal. This Celestin is the head of security and is not a good fighter. Celestin's good at one thing. 19 on the die. Plus
That's a negative.
a lot on the insight check. And in response to what you're saying, the Celestin starts hopping up and down like Rumpelstiltskin, shouting, "Lie! It's a lie! That's a lie! You're lying about that! That's not why you're doing it! It's a lie! It's a lie! It's a lie!" Just hopping back and forth around the room. Lie, lie, lie! That's a lie! Why were you really doing it?
Because Rakor hates the First Order.
Is that true?
That is true.
We're getting somewhere.
Tacitly admits that we were trying to hurt him.
What about you, Doctor? Why were you there?
I was hired to do a job.
By whom?
Well, there were falsehoods in the core statement.
By whom?
I cannot speak about that. My profession demands that I cannot.
You know, the Hippocratic oath and all.
I am now going to have
Doctor-client privilege.
I'm going to have Kit Feeve roll a culture checked. Natural 1.
Come on!
Fair enough. No, if had Kit Feeve roll high, Kit Feeve would have just called that as a lie. That's not how it works, but Kit Feeve's like, all right. So, who are you working with then? Murdenki, are you involved in this? It's gonna go a lot better for you if you tell me. Yes, are you involved? He said that the two of you were talking to this Duke who made some big bet. But
Well, yeah,
clearly
I was
that's
there
not
with
really
him.
why you went in there. So are you also have some vendetta against the First Order? How do you people know each other?
Well, yeah, nobody likes the First Order, do they? That wasn't why. I mean, I'm not involved in this. I was talking to him about, I was there with the Duke, though. I definitely shared his reservations, but I didn't know anything about this.
Look,
Rakor has
none of
been
us-
profiling Murdenki's tour for several years now.
Yeah, we're good friends. We've been on the road together for a while now.
So who
Look,
hired the
look.
doctor?
Look, none of us here were the threats. Those people up there, they're heavily armed First Order. All 4 of them.
The First Order is done. So even
No.
if they used to be with the First Order, which I know Sibilant Paul was an administrator,
Rakor would
Oh.
ask you to talk to your men And
There's a bowcat. One of them was polishing a bowcaster. They threatened
was-
us.
quite a significant amount of weaponry.
That's
inside
not a
there.
First Order weapon. The First Order hated Wookiees.
They use anything to kill. You know that. I know that.
We almost
you
got
can,
blown up by a First Order.
You can hate a Wookiee and like a Wookiee's gun.
But the First Order, all they did was they just used like repainted Imperial.
They nuked a planet.
Well, yes,
They
of
nuked
course.
multiple planets, actually.
5 planets.
6 after Kajimi.
I'm telling you here, I am a professional doctor. Except that one time with the First Order with a nuke, I haven't killed a person willingly. Hey, I'm trying not to lie here. I'm under technical details. Everyone dies in a surgery sometimes by accident, okay? It just happens.
You're not on trial for that.
I'm not trial. I'm just telling you. We asked to go in. We asked politely. We presented our own personal protections willingly and gave them up to them. Look into my eyes. I am not lying. I can
No
roll a truth
rolls
telling
required
check.
on this. I think this
Yes.
highly insightful. Okay. But you still haven't explained what you were doing there. We just don't want any funny business.
All right. Very well.
I mean, Rakor simply wanted to. Rakor was untruthful earlier. Rakor does not feel guilt over the Duke's bet.
I knew it! I knew it! It was a lie! It was a lie! It was a lie! It was a lie! It was a lie!
Rakor wishes to ensure someone of that carelessness with their wealth lose more of it.
All right, we can.
So you were going in there to sabotage the race?
Oh, come on. Oof.
No.
Well, then your statement makes no sense.
Yeah.
I think
All
he
right.
went in there to make sure that Sybil and Paul wasn't up to the task of winning.
No. Okay. You both
Not
are
to-
making
not-
this even
not
worse.
to change anything, but to see if he was any good.
All right. You know what? Okay. So.
I feel like some statements have been made.
Yeah.
Some
This is going-
qualified things have been said here. We're holding off on another insight check, but there's certainly a level. But yeah, so are you butting in with something here, Doctor? And are you going to stop the Doctor? Is anyone saying up, or?
Do you want to stop me?
I would probably stop him because he's not a good liar.
Okay, cool. So
Well,
if you
I'm not.
kind of
I'm
do
telling
that,
the truth. I'm trying to tell the truth here.
The truth is not our friend at this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. No, a partial of the truth. But we can't, in character, we can't discuss that.
Yeah, you cannot discuss. Yeah,
No.
you cannot discuss
I
which lies
will
to
not.
tell here.
I will not stop Dr. Otto.
All right. So
But Mur, if you're going to.
I'll say, all right, the truth of why we were in there. I don't care about Sibilant Paul himself. Themself. Sorry. I don't care about Sibilant Paul themselves. What I care about is data on the cybernetics they had. I have reason to believe that data is very sensitive to certain parties. I cannot divulge who the parties are, but my specialty as a doctor, I use my specialty as a doctor to gain access, to negotiate access. I was spoke very truthfully to them about what I was. I was never going to do any harm. All I cared about was the data on the cybernetics.
Okay. Do you consider that statement truthful? You really were never going to remove the thing without putting something in place. You always intended to save the person. I will not, if you think that's where Dr. Otto's head was, I know
I never intended to do harm until he did that until Sybil and Paul did that. Now I want to do it, but at the time,
you never would have actually removed the thing. You would have. Okay, gotcha. In that case, you don't have to roll a deception check. Your Celestin friend will roll an insight check. This is kind of more to just see generally kind of what is being left out here. High.
Yep, super high.
But
And I remind you, we asked to be there. They could have easily just said no, and we would have went away. They entrapped us and lied to you. They deceived you about this.
No one deceives me.
Well, they didn't deceive you. They deceived them.
That's likely.
Just saying, my boys here just got held at gunpoint. They had a traumatic experience.
Yes, but they were trying to steal data and entering under false pretenses. They were interfering with the race, and it is a serious crime at this time. Whether or not they're charged for it's another matter, but I certainly can't let you out. At least not until the race is underway.
Well, I mean, they're going to be with me at the sound check all day tomorrow anyway, so do you want to, you can send a guard with them or something to keep an eye on them?
They're in your band?
They won't be going anywhere. Well, they're part of my crew. They're not on the stage, but they're important.
Make a persuasion
Core
check.
is usually just off stage.
Right.
I mean, I'm the doctor.
Core
I
is
have to make sure they're
very
healthy.
often just off stage.
The core likes to think of themselves as quality control.
This is both persuasion and deception because you are, the doctor is not a vital part of
No,
your crew,
he's not at all important.
No, the doctor is a vital member of any band to keep you all
Okay,
healthy.
that's a nat 20 plus 11.
Nat 20 plus 11.
And I'm gonna use a force point just in case.
Someone has to secure you your boosters.
I'll phrase it like this. This person rolls their insight at advantage, and their modifier is a little bigger than yours.
Yeah, yeah. It was a 6, so 37.
20.
Nice.
Oh, 37.
Yeah.
Can he just theoretically beat 37? I think so.
Not without using force points of my own.
And are you gonna?
I didn't roll high enough to even need to. Well.
I mean, do you have any trackers or anything? We'll be willing
Look
to.
at this face. Does this look like the face of a guy who would cause trouble?
Dr. Otto's giving the most incredulous look.
Come on, you're doing a great job. You're enforcing the law and everything, but you can trust me when I say we will not be.
What the? Suddenly Boston?
I don't know. He kind of goes in and out.
Very well.
I'm not so great at the accents, so.
They can be released into your custody, Mr. Murdenki, if they really are your crew.
Of course.
But we know where your ship is, and we have the clearance codes for you to take off. And other means of keeping you here if necessary. So understand, we'll be watching you. And I'll know if you're lying.
Of course.
Almost always. One person lied to me. You want to take a guess on what kind of person it was? An ex-lover!
Wow, that's rough, buddy.
You know, I have a song about that, actually. You should check it out sometime. It's really good.
Is what kind of music? Denki?
It's jazz music.
I don't like that. It's just
like
a bunch of
jizz?
people going blah 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 blah. Ooh, terrible.
Yeah, it's great.
Murdenki also has several Jat numbers as well.
That's true.
I like a little harder edged. I like Celestin punk. That's what I listen to. Kind of
connoisseur. I see.
Strong music.
Dr. Otto's giving the strangest face.
Well, this has been lovely.
You're released on your own recognizance. I never know how to say that word in basic.
That's all right. Neither do I.
And Celestin is just.
That's a lot easier.
Though,
Get out.
yeah,
But I'll
I
be
do.
watching.
Yeah, do keep an eye on those First Order. They are heavily armed and all of that. And they stole our weapons.
Yeah. Yes. Inquire with your men. It is suspicious how heavily armed they are.
Yeah. That's probably something to look into. They're the most heavily armed boating crew I've ever heard of.
You have not been at this regatta very long.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Actually
Point taken.
spins the data pad around and starts swiping through like all of the declared weaponry that a lot of these people bring to like guard their ships and stuff. And you would be, there's a part of you that's like, I'll phrase it like this. He's not showing you, he's just kind of showing you like pictures. You get the impression that that these First Order people, or that these former First Order people did not sneak anything in. They came in and opened up crates and said, we have 6 heavy blasters, we have this bowcaster, we have this thing, we have this E-Web repleter, and we have this stuff for our personal
I did not
protection.
know.
Yeah.
All right, very well.
You get the impression
taken.
that like they were fine to bring this all.
Good to know. So this regatta is in Space, Texas.
Rakor apologizes, Merdenki. Clearly, Rakor does not understand the regatta.
Well, yeah, of course you don't. I'm
Poor
gonna give both
and-
of you such a big talking to and me get back to our place.
Poor Pierce just wanted to come to this regatta more than anything. And I don't think Pierce is getting what he wanted out of it.
This is fine.
All right, let's go.
Oh.
Free to go. What was his name again?
Your cuffs are done. Your personal effects are just sitting out kind of on like a table.
That was Kid Freeve that interrogated us?
It is Kid Feeve. So KIDTFEEV.
Kid Feeve.
Because Star Wars name generators.
Okay.
Newt Gunray.
In any event, you guys, it takes, and actually one of the guards will kind of at least half lead you all out. So after maybe about an hour of them being inside, Leota and Phawz and Luck, you see the 3 of them kind of walking out, kind of down the steps of the station. S4 is with you, and S4 says, "Oh, wonderful. No one died."
I don't want to. I don't want them
Surprising
to
that.
come towards us. I'm looking around, see if they're around, if I can pass it or perception check.
If who were around?
The rest of our crew. I don't want us to be seen together.
Understood. Oh, excellent point. So, the rest of your crew, I'm not even. There's no role. They are standing unobtrusively, so you definitely spot them.
All right. I'll try to signal non-verbally, nonchalantly, elsewhere out of the line of sight of the headquarters, Nulk headquarters, and just saunter out of there with Merdenki and Rakor.
Haven't we already established that we all work together, though?
You are kind of are. You all did come here and register as being a
That
crew
is
together.
true. That is true. Never mind.
And you did also hear him say that like you get the impression that like they're probably gonna put a tether on his ship or something.
Right. All right.
Where will the tether go on the ship? I don't know. They might attach it.
Why don't you show us?
Or maybe yeah. They might like
It's just
run
gonna be
stuff there.
a physical rope.
Maybe
tied onto
maybe
there.
maybe they just tie a rope like through. See those holes there at the bottom? Maybe they do a hole like that. Maybe
Like a
they
very
tie
strong-
it around. Maybe they
very
point
strong rope.
They point the guns up and they tie them on there. Also, I'm just gonna shoot one of these in the air. These guns shoot. It's crazy. Watch.
Oh wow!
That is cool. Now
Wow,
you'll
that's
step on a piece of
what
Lego.
a very cool ship.
It's such a cool ship, you guys.
Where can I
Online
purchase
only
this?
price $88 at Target. Okay, anyway,
fantastic.
moving on to the story.
Hashtag not
Almost
sponsored.
looks real.
So I will shout out gentlemen.
So Dr. Odd's trying to be like, play it cool. Hey guys!
I sigh.
Let's
Next time you guys think of a plan, maybe make sure it isn't bad before you do it.
Well, Azul, you didn't mention that they were all heavily armed. You didn't mention that
My friend, you should always assume that everyone is heavily armed.
No. There's heavily armed. Then there's heavily armed.
Well, just for
And
the
when
sake
you
of the
say-
mission and your show, I suppose. Let's
And-
try not to get captured in the
And
future.
not only that, Sibilant Paul wasn't the only First Order. All the other racers were also First Order.
Yes.
You didn't mention that either. They
What
were
makes
all...
you think that?
Oh, quiet there, Jarhead.
The Doctor and Record did learn quite a bit about these individuals. They are not like the First Order we've encountered so far. I would assume this is a tactical team.
Oh, like
These
they're
are
competent.
These are experts in. They did not have hesitation or fear. They are a team that has worked together before. They've clearly done dangerous missions. They're incredibly heavily armed. They are smart. They're not reckless.
Just like
They're
I
very
mean,
sadistic, apparently.
If I was facing a doctor and a reporter, I wouldn't be terribly afraid either. What makes you so sure of all of this?
They did not execute us
What?
and put us and dispose of our bodies. They did
Are you
not
doubting
leave.
us, Phawz Nee? We were there.
I'm
we had...
just saying, I don't think a doctor and a reporter are the best identifiers of heavily
First of
armed.
all-
What were they carrying?
Really?
First of all,
Really?
Phawz
Are you
Nee-
doing this?
First of all, Phawz Nee, Record is not a reporter. Record is a storyteller.
You're not a reporter? No, I'm just kidding.
Why am I
Yes,
talking to you this whole
well,
time?
semantics aside, we must decide what we are to do next. Either way, we need the information from Sibilant Paul's headpiece.
What were they carrying?
Well, the primary weapon that was aimed at the Doctor and Record was a Wookiee bowcaster. But they did have several heavy blasters also laid out, being prepared. Several other heavy artillery.
Tell you what, just roll a
Oh,
I'll tell you what. Let's have this be. Roll your primary attack check. Like use your attack modifier in your description of this.
Sure. 26.
Like it is the equivalent of Record being like, oh, okay, yeah. Well, they had they had an E-Web repeating blaster in the corner. They had 3 of the, like the Saurus. He's giving you models and stuff, and it is an arsenal.
I have a question for the Living Force.
Yes.
Would Leota or Moore have access to a private viewing dock?
No.
Okay, never mind that.
That those
Just
run a
brain-
little bit
just
more expensive.
brainstorming.
It's you're here as like a, I mean, not to
general
be
audience.
not to besmirch Murdenki, but you are here as like the entourage of an opening act at the Kentucky Derby or something. So it's like you're not the
Really had to
that's
rub it in, didn't you?
really did.
We're like the Ben Folds to the Rolling Stones.
Oh my god.
Yeah, or you're the +1 for the people who are singing like "God Bless America" before they sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl. So like you can watch,
okay.
but you're like not in the
Okay.
yeah. You have it. There's a dressing
Just
room.
twisting
but, like,
a knife right
yeah,
now.
exactly. So
I haven't talked to Phawz Nee. Are you good? Do you understand what we were up against there,
that does make a difference.
Mr. Nee?
Mr. Nee.
S4, what do you think?
I think that this end was inevitable. When war begins, there's no ending until there's very few left standing.
Though they did.
I should have known
Core
that was a
believes.
pointless question.
Record believes they did consider disposing of us. They did have us kneel down with our backs to them as if they were going to execute us.
Are you sure they weren't
Record
just trying to
believes.
make you shit your pants?
It is possible that this,
First order, that's
that this
possibly.
was simply an interrogation tactic, but they seem to have a particular distaste for Record's presence in the room,
Well, they are racist, so.
which makes Record believe that it was an instinct first, that they then thought
right.
better of.
They are
Either way,
sadists.
that rules. Either way, that rules out a direct assault on them. We'll have to find a different plan,
Correct.
and we're
Well-
running out of time.
Well,
Do we have a map of the
Go ahead.
of the route? Of like the race
Yeah,
route?
you can get a map of like the race around the thing, no problem. Would you go ahead and just make a perception check for me on behalf of RK with that +6 we've decided that RK should have? How did I not?
Yes.
Only a +3 on a. It's a.
Gotta have like.
Does it have other skills that are higher?
Let me see.
I'm sure it's
a,
stealth is higher.
Investigation or something.
He rolled a 19 on the die.
Okay, yeah. Is RK's investigation higher?
He's got gather info all the
Okay.
way up to mastery. He's got nature
Oh.
survival at proficiency. He's got stealth at expertise.
so it's gather info.
and he's got tracking at mastery.
I do remember that. Actually, I took this. I didn't just build this droid entirely. The reason for that is that it's because this droid is less about going somewhere and like watching something specific, but just like getting the vibe of a thing. Go ahead and use what is the modifier for gather info?
5.
Let's use that.
Okay, so 19
Oh wait,
plus-
6 is higher. Use 6. It's fine.
Okay, 25.
25. Okay.
All right, we'll throw a thing on.
Sure.
Also, if I.
A 5.
Okay.
Pretty solid.
I will say that unbeknownst to you at this point, RK has learned things.
Liqueur would also like to maybe float the idea that we may be under surveillance at this point, and perhaps we should return to our ship
Yeah.
before we go into any more detail about the ordeal that Dr. Oddo and Liqueur have just experienced.
Wise.
Yep.
So,
Let's
if you
go.
all make your way back to the vessel without issue, you're gonna leave RK in situ, Lucknux.
What do you guys want? I have the droid watching these.
I'll say it's now been like a couple hours. We should, if you told us about that time, but by the time we go back to the ship, why don't you go fetch the droid and
See if
what
it
he's
has any
learned?
information. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we can always deploy it again, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So if you swing by the ambassador and get the droid, your stealth's high enough. No rolls are required on that. You all are with RK back at the ship after a brief bit of time.
I'm imagining you have like the key fobs for the cars. Boop.
Because the droid went because the antenna were retracted, you have to get closer to do it. You managed to get back. What RK informs you of is that not long before you arrived back, RK started kind of managed to like get through whatever their stuff was, and RK will actually play you a recording that he made. Basically, it is them discussing you all. It is notably that Sibilant Paul is not in the room. Sibilant Paul makes a big deal about how I'm going to bed now. I have to rest before this thing. And they're all like, absolutely, Your Eminence. Of course. And they go in, and you hear the three of them just like, all right. I mean, obviously people were going to come looking at the squid. You know, it's impossible they wouldn't. And the woman was like, it's not that. It's not impossible. We really could have gotten away clean. No, this is trouble. We need to be on our guard. And the other one's like, we don't have to be that on our guard. You know, so they're kind of saying this stuff. They then get a comm, and they apparently have a spy in Nulk who informs them that you've all been released. The younger woman, the doctor, says, that actually might be to our benefit. Perhaps we should see what we could goad them into. And the woman's like, yeah, I think that's good thinking. Obviously, it's not just those two coming in. If they were smart enough to learn about this, they would have been smart enough to have a better plan than what they did. Unless that was the plan. Put us on edge. Lull us into such security. We should have killed them. She's like, no, that would have been a problem. Trust me. And at this point, they kind of just start talking about, their favorite guns. And it's just kind of gross, and then you recall the droid shortly after that. So the upshot is they want to lay a trap for you. They're very aware of you. They're aware you've been released. I will say you also once again hear, which I think Lucknux you heard a little bit of kind of in a thing. You once again hear them saying, we just have to get till tomorrow. And this time the added phrase is, once we're on the water, it'll be fine.
We just have to get on the water. Whoever these people are, once we're on the water, everything will be fine. It's hours away. Just don't lose your nerve yet. So, there you go.
What the heck?
So I'm assuming they're vulnerable and they know it until they get on the water. Or they think we don't have the means to pursue them on the water. Does anyone have any insight into this?
Yeah, who here in this group is proficient in insight?
Actually, maybe me. Hold on. Oh,
You're the diplomat, right?
The two people who are proficient in insight, go ahead and make insight checks on what you just heard.
I'm not going to use that one. You've not been nice to me.
Just whatever.
14.
23.
Is that with a force point?
That is without a force point.
I'm not going to try.
I'll add a force point.
Might want
There you
to.
go.
28.
Fantastic.
Hearing that, which is not anything you heard yet. You just like you're hearing them like unaware that they're being recorded, unless they're really sneaky and they knew they were being recorded, and this is a triple blind heist movies. But hearing that, you don't think they knew they were recorded, and I am going to say that Rakur with a 28. They say once we're on the water, we'll be fine, and you're not necessarily sure that means that the race will go okay.
Right. They might have a plan to do something.
And you don't necessarily know that these people are loyal to Sybil and Paul for all of time and space. There is a conspiratorial... They're talking quietly. They're gathered, just them, after Sybil and Paul, after they are kind of like shut down and recharging and listening to opera or so whatever rich people do.
If that is the case, perhaps then we don't need to interfere. If they are planning to...
Oh.
Well, the question remains I can only make Rakur can only make assumptions at this point, but it is very possible that they are either planning a mutiny of some kind, or they are planning to disrupt the race to win the race.
Wait.
As the only person that bet on Sybil and Paul to win was Sybil and Paul. That could have been one of them.
Wait, hold on. Replay that part. What were they talking about? How would we know? Do they know something about that headgear as well?
Well, they know it's there. They're in the First Order.
So basically...
I mean...
Anything that they didn't know, Doctor, we informed them of.
No, we didn't tell them that headgear has ties to the runners.
I mean, listen, if there's anything I've learned in the bounty hunter business, it's that if one person has a bounty, so do 3 others. Leota, how'd you get this information?
Huh?
About this Sybil and Paul?
Just
Could other people have it?
Through my diplomatic connections.
Could other people have it?
Well, obviously, I have it.
Well, then maybe they're trying to do the same thing we are.
And at the very least, Doctor, we let them know it's valuable. And if they're already planning some kind... We didn't create mutinous tendencies. That's clearly something this group already has.
I'm just thinking if they're probably after that as well. I'm thinking it's a high chance that they also want the same thing we do.
Correct. Which is perhaps to our benefit. If we now wait, let them do the hard part, and try to catch them as they leave the planet.
Hold on.
That may make our lives much easier. Or so Rakur thinks.
I've seen the other 3 close up. Did any of them look like doctor types? They said one of them was a doctor.
The young woman with kind of blondish hair, played by Vanessa Kirby.
Vanessa Kirby.
Vanessa Kirby character reference.
Right.
You think is a doctor.
Okay, that's right. They did say one of them was a doctor.
They referred to Doc and she said, like, you said stuff, and she replied with some jargon. Yeah, she's probably someone who will do maintenance on that on those cybernetics when necessary.
That's right. So someone who does at least know the stuff. I was partially concerned if they didn't have a competent doctor, they might destroy the information, but they probably do.
Also, Doctor, is it possible to lock that information away from the person who has the device? Is it possible Sybil and Paul doesn't know that they carry this information?
I've seen that. Huts often use that to smuggle information and other things within cybernetics. Not uncommon, but perhaps maybe Sybil and Paul isn't aware. It's a possibility. I wouldn't put it a high possibility, but it is a distinct possibility to where.
Do you think there's a way we could turn Sybil and Paul against their retainers?
Not based off of the interactions that Record had.
Wouldn't be easy, I don't think, but if we manage to do that, ferry Sybil and Paul away, rescue them, take them away, then I can rip out those cybernetics, and we'll be done with it.
Leo, you said you wanted to find like a slicer or something. You any luck with that yet, or?
Yes, right.
You did. You've had some time kind of standing around of places, Leota. So yes, you. And in the interest of, I can't remember if I asked you guys this last week. You don't have options. You have one slicer. You have found a slicer. Her name, don't worry, it's just a
Trinity.
It's a good chill name. Her name. It's not even that stupid. I just like it.
Okay.
Her name is Risituka.
Risituka.
And she is a Mimbanese. Oh yeah, Mimbanese? I always show you guys pictures on there. Has anybody here played Star Wars Squadrons?
No.
Mm-hmm.
One of your crew is a Mimbanese. They're sort of have like red skin and kind of they always wear goggles. I think they appeared in. I think they were like in Solo. So yeah, here's a Mimbanese for you.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Very intense.
One of the people in Star Wars Squadrons, one of like your I think like the wing leader in the game is a Mimbanese.
That's very wise, Leota, because at the very minimum, Record believes we will have a difficult time getting off this planet if any kind of disaster happens at the regatta now.
Yes, and well, unfortunately, I can't make any promises as to her qualifications. I'm very limited to the people on this planet who are capable of coming onto this planet. So let's all keep our fingers and toes crossed, however many you have.
But you would like to seek her out?
Yes.
All right. She is at the Glittering Diamond Food Court, is where you've been told to locate her.
Okay. Is that species immune to the pheromones or no?
Make a culture. Actually, no. Make a nature check. This would be nature or science if you'd prefer. Let you do either one of those.
Let's see. I'll do culture. 21.
They are not immune, as far as you know.
Perfect.
Are you going somewhere to meet her? Are we?
She's at the Glittering Diamond Food Court.
Yes, I'll go to meet her.
I also want to just do a very cursory. I don't really need to do anything too in depth here, Philip. I just would like to gather info to see if there's like now any kind of word about troublemakers.
Understood. So gather info is kind of a weird skill. Basically, you can do that you have to be like around people to ever gather info.
You know, I plan to like
so you want to go to just like when you're in a public place like that, you want it perfect. Okay, cool. Yeah. So you if you guys head over that way to the Glittering Diamond, as you disembark from your vessel, you do in fact see that there is a clamp on your ship. Where is the clamp? It's like right here.
Show us exactly where it is, Philip.
Okay, so technically it would be slightly off center. It's like not right in the middle. It's like right there on you.
Yeah,
I'm imagining like a
that's
boot.
not a great place to put the clamp. It feels like we could thrust out of that if we really wanted.
But
to.
that's your dampening positronic fin. If you thrust out of that and break that, what would you do? You'd break your whatever words I just said. Come on.
But I feel like if we clamped us nearer to the cockpit.
If you want to see an artist simulation of what would happen if you tried to go with that on there, it would look kind of like this.
Oh no!
Artist simulation. Don't worry, that didn't actually happen.
Dramatic reenactment.
I'm reminded of the Simpsons episode where they're in New York and the car has the boots on it.
Oh man!
I want some crab juice.
Ew! Gross! Ew! I'll take a crab juice. So, in any event, friends and neighbors, you are heading to the Glittering Diamond Food Court.
Yes, I am.
Ricor is hungry.
Perfect. So you guys get to said food court. And it's pretty darn crowded this night. A lot of people here to watch stuff, you know, servants and things. Not everyone's going to be at the fanciest restaurants in town. And this is like a big like outdoor market area, so there's kind of expensive. So would you go ahead and roll your gather info check as you guys kind of move about here? You are looking to.
Oh, that's pretty bad. Just a 12.
Can I send the droid too?
Sure. The droid can do a gather info. Go ahead.
Nat 20. So
that's just rude.
25.
Rude.
Taking my job.
Just realize like
action.
There's just like a thing. And really, it's automated. A droid can do this better.
This is automation taking jobs from real people, hardworking people.
So what is it? I'm so sorry. That gives you to a 25.
Yeah.
If you were gathering info on the subject at hand, you hear no mention of an altercation at the hotel. That apparently is not something that has gotten out to the public at all.
Happens all the time. People argue all the time.
Almost
Never got that just
conspicuously.
before.
So as you guys wander around this food court, though, and there's there's every kind of food you can imagine. If you want some Mirielon cuisine, that's over on one side. If you I would say there would definitely. I don't know.
Soup?
Is there what?
Is there the egg soup?
Ooh, the 9-egg soup.
Yeah, is there 9-egg soup?
I think.
What is 9-egg soup?
9-egg soup was a thing that a famous Jedi from the High Republic era in the books named Portal Engel would make. There is no 9-egg soup here, though. That is a recipe that is, at least in this
Lost to time?
sector, lost to time. But a recipe that should have been lost to time, given the amount of time that has passed, is in fact very present. A Rhodian specialty called swamp pizza.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god.
Which three of you will remember from a game we played set in the dawn of the Jedi era, 25,000 years before the movie.
That dish goes way back.
So the Rhodians, have been eating swamp pizza for a very long time. And
It tastes like it sounds.
there is in fact a swamp pizza stand where there's a very kind of like it's kind of the combination of like moss and fresh seafood and tomato sauces all just kind of drifting together on these flatbreads. You do notice that there's a Rhodian operating a swamp pizza sort of place here in the food court. And the sort of the primary kind of like runner behind the counter who's moving various swamp pizzas in and out of a giant oven of sorts is a Mimbanese. And she is wearing a kind of a sort of garishly colored costume. And she has kind of these two
goggles on, and she's just, using a paddle and like sweating a lot and, just moving pizzas. P-I-apostrophe-Z-A. I don't know what to tell you guys. I sometimes I want to throw in callbacks for people who've played my Star Wars games before. That's all this is.
Wait,
It's
and that's
pizza.
who we're looking for?
No.
You see, there's a Mimbanese
'Cause
operating.
Pizza slicer. I was thinking. Never mind. I thought this was going real deep.
Wow.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Record would like to get some pizza.
Okay. You go over, the Rhodian's like, wow, how can I help you?
Oh yes, Record would like to acquire at least one pizza from your establishment.
Who's Record?
Record is Record. I'm just pointing at myself.
The drugs these people do at these things gets worse and worse every time.
I mean, I do also have that like respirator mask.
The Mimbanese sort of shouts. She's like, hey, that's a Gand. That's how Gands talk. The Gands refer to themselves in what is called third person. There's only one person. Just what kind of
Record
pizza
would like
do you
to-
wish for?
Swamp pizza.
Oh, what size?
What is the biggest size?
We call that the freighter. And there's a massive pizza that you can order, like a big party pizza.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, cool.
If you can eat that on your own.
That is 80 credits.
That is basically the rest of my wealth.
And they order a special, and the Mimbanese really gets to work, just going in there, putting this giant pizza together, goes back in. You guys have to wait a little while for it to bake, but eventually it is slid out, and it is slid directly onto a hover sled, like a miniature hover sled that's about, this pizza is about a square meter. And it is... And the Rhodian says, you have to return that. You have to return the sled.
Of course. And I will, to my group, Record has procured some swamp pizza for the group. Do not fear anything that is not consumed here. Boone will consume back at the ship.
Excellent.
They're sort of
That
putting
could
it on
include the entirety of the pizza, should no one wish to eat.
The Mimbanese kind of, she sort of comes over and she says, yeah, hold on, let me just slice that for y'all real quick.
Slicer.
All right, y'all enjoy. Order up, and then just continuing to make various swamp pizza.
You are quite an adept slicer
Oh,
of pizza.
comes with the territory. Yep. Enjoy. I want to tell you that I always think the best pieces is the one that's 3 in from the middle and 4 up from the side. That's always what I think the best spot. That's where the oven gets it nice and crispy. Mm-hmm. All right.
Well,
She
thank
just heads
you.
over.
Record will trust your expertise
Well,
as a
okay.
slicer.
Who the criff is Record? I don't understand what's happening. So yeah, you guys
Are we
can.
looking for a Nimbanese?
Mimbanese, yes.
You
that
are
is
looking for a
the-
Mimbanese.
Okay.
So you guys hover your pizza over to a table.
Leo to Record believes that is the person we are looking for.
The slicer.
Yes. They are currently slicing. It is a dual meaning word. I understand that you might think this is a simple assumption, but
Oh, no.
Record believes that this is cover.
Wait, I'm sorry. And was she a Mimbanese? I lost track of all
Yes.
this.
Yes, the slicer
Oh,
there
okay.
is a Nimbanese.
Didn't I say she would be a pizza slicer?
Yes.
Yes.
Why are you mad for? I did.
Lauren.
You did this.
I yes anded the shit out of this. Well,
And I am backing you up.
why are you mad?
Oh god. Okay. Yes. Yes.
Also, Record cannot eat any of this, so please enjoy.
What?
Hey.
I'm sorry. When I suggested we hire a slicer, I meant someone that was good with computers.
Phawz Nee. Record would also like to reiterate, slicer has multiple meanings. I believe this person is not only an expert in regards to the art of the pizza slice, but also the computer slice.
Don't be too complex with Phawz Nee. I'm not sure he knows how to read.
So far, all I'm seeing is the pizza oven.
Well,
And doesn't this race start in a couple of hours at this point?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna walk
it's
over
getting
to the
late, yeah.
pizza stand again.
Mm-hmm.
like 9
Where-
hours. Maybe.
She is.
She's back there, like working. Like she's not at the counter. She's making pizzas for all the other people,
Okay,
all the other
you,
beings lined up.
you there, pizza slicer.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Is there something wrong?
Yes, actually, I just wanted to talk to you about your slicing abilities.
I.
With the pizza.
Sorry, I'm in the middle of a shift here. Is there? Did you not try that slice I told you about? 3 from the side and 4 back.
I'm gonna go back to the pizza.
You
Hold on,
do
wait,
see
wait.
as you walk, this Mimbity's just kind of is like.
Wait, so I'm gonna go and pick up that slice and examine it. Is there any?
Make an investigation check.
Okay. It's only +1, so 8.
Seems like a normal slice.
Okay. I just put the slice back down and go back to the pizza stand.
There's a long line, and the Rhodian is like shooing you away.
Okay.
Although actually, the Rhodian's not shooing you away because you are, a Zeltron. So the Rhodian's like, just wants. Oh, do you need more sardine leons?
No, actually, we just need to cut. We need more slicing on our pizza. I'm very sorry. Our group is much larger. I'm
Well-
persuaded. Can I use a persuasion check?
Sure.
They're at advantage, so. Nat 20. Plus 7. 27. We just need her to come back and slice our pizza into more.
Okay,
pieces.
that you didn't slice the pizza good enough. And she's like, I really doubt that that's the case, especially that one slice. I really think I really feel like She kind of gives you a
Alright.
look for a second and goes,
I'm gonna look at this slice.
okay, make an investigation check on the slice.
We are the Leslie Nielsen equivalent.
1, 2, 3. Is there a USB stick right on the pizza slice?
Just make a check.
It's 23.
Oh, 23. It's very well done, but like directly under the toppings, like you can like peel up, and yes, there is a data stick.
All right, Miss Azul, we're good. The slicing is very good, very competent.
Oh, that makes
Never
more
mind.
sense.
Thank you.
She was mistaken.
She's just like, no.
She's just used to like 100 slices. It's fine.
Mhm.
Honestly.
Why
He's
is there
sitting there
a
like,
data
I need
stick
another drink.
on this pizza?
Dainty bites.
That
She eats her
doesn't.
pizza with a knife and fork.
You guys should try this pizza. It's not half bad.
It's honestly, it's like those of you who enjoy Rhodian food, it's good. It's a little spicy.
Alright,
So if you're a
well,
species who
also,
doesn't
like-
like spicy, but it's
It's
you know,
been, like,
do you know what it is?
25,000 years. It's probably become a little bit less intense.
It's less intense, and also they what the advantage here is it's there's like some like mixing of cultures because they have so much fresh seafood here that like
Oh, it's fusion, Rhodian fusion.
it's bringing a little bit of like Nemadian cuisine, so like it's not as funky as a lot of like the actual swamp creatures. These are more like fresh, sea creatures, like fresh seafood. So it's kind of just a little fresher tasting, and it's very good.
You know, back on Coruscant, every single food is all Coruscantized. You know.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
get that feeling you can't taste the authentic culture. It's
Yeah.
all Coruscant flavor.
If it won't taste good to a human, we're not making it. Yeah, exactly.
Y'all seem very concerned with the food and not the million credits. That's on the
Anyway.
line.
Well,
Well,
technically it's 7 million credits. Phawz Nee.
Anyway.
Wait, I thought that starts counting on his fingers.
Anyway, what do we do? Did anyone have a?
That's okay,
data
take
pad?
your time,
Just put
Phawz.
this in the data pad or something.
One of you must have a data pad, surely.
I have a data
know.
pad.
I always have a data
Yeah,
pad.
they've
I'm
always had a
always
I'm just
recording
thinking,
everything.
does it have like a USB slot or something like that?
Yeah, there's
proper
you could,
interfaces.
yeah, you could plug the. I don't know. This is
Not
a,
USB. USB 3.0.
actually. I think but I think it's also all analog because like it is tape, like it's tapes or it's like there's running tape inside all this stuff. So anyway,
I get the feeling that this technology was made in the 70s before all of this technology.
It was a long time ago.
In the galaxy far, far away. Yeah. Anyway, jamming into my data pad. Can we go to a private location, not out here in the food court?
Yeah, you can just very easily look at that. I mean, it's a very basic thing on there. You simply select from a few options for like nature of the job. And you understand what you guys are asking for simply. You mark in
boop. Since I know it's on the specific brand of headgear.
Sure, yeah, you can kind of enter some stuff of the job, and there's also a thing for like price range, you know, like just like what kind of like how many figures are we talking about, sort of a thing.
Well, Miss Azul, you are technically the employer.
Well, correct Rakor if Rakor is incorrect, Leota, but if we are going after one of these ships, another 1 million should be easy to procure.
Yes.
Very well.
Set the.
Boop, 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 boop.
Can there be a minimum set, or does it have to be a maximum?
No, you give like a range. You're like, are we talking 5 figures, 6 figures? You know,
7 figures.
7 figures. You know, yeah.
7 figures.
Yeah, that scene with the pizza reminded me a lot of what is it? Zoolander. The files are in the computer.
Yes. So after a few moments, you guys eat the pizza. You have plenty to take back to Boone, and you do get like a ping, that just says, what should we call it? Actually, you know what? Roll a D200 for me. Somebody.
Right. I'll do that since it was on my data pad.
Let's not go for a pun. Let's just go for obscurity.
How did it work again? I got the D100.
It's a D. So the D20 is the
D20
first two.
plus,
The D20 will be the first 2 digits.
Right. Got it. Here we go. Cha-cha. Wow. 53.
53. When you said wow, I was expecting a much higher or lower number.
That is actually quite close there. It was a 5 on the D20, so I thought it'd be pretty low, but no.
Perfect. It is Pantoran frozen custard is what comes up on the data stick.
So I'll look around to see if.
Yeah, there's a stand.
Okay. Well, shall we?
That is actually something Rakor can eat.
Oh, good.
Because you can go through the straw. Yeah. So as you guys head over to the Pantoran frozen custard stand, you notice there's like a shift change going on, and it's like a self-serve thing. There's a couple of droids, but you notice there's a shift change going on, and some Pantorans walking back, and there's some Mimbonese stepping out, kind of adjusting.
I'm now just starting to imagine Reezy as like the sitcom character that works at every store the characters go to.
Hi there. Yes, welcome to Frozen Custard. How are y'all doing today?
Wow.
Hi, doing great. Rakor, I will cover your custard. I understand you're probably...
No, don't worry about it. I've got these for you fine travelers. They're on the house. Slides 6 custards kind of across the stand for you and points at one and says, "This one is particularly notable."
Ooh, I want that one.
Oh, I grab it and say, "No, this one I will."
I'll grab one and like pull out like a straw I keep on me and pop it in and start.
You're very environmentally conscious, Rakor. I appreciate that.
Oh, well, when you also like, I have like a Bane style mask on. I have this respirator I have to keep on or I suffocate. So it's just like, oh, well, I suppose that is also true, Doctor. But Rakor needs this simply to consume. And,
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
gotta imagine Marii is very aware of single-use disposable.
they are. It's an ocean
Materials.
planet. They very much. Single-use plastics are a no-go on the Marii. So you guys are able to enjoy some Pantoran frozen custard. Leota, if you eat yours carefully, you do find that the bottom of it, there is another data stick.
Okay, so I reach in and get the data stick and wipe it off and hand it to the doctor.
so clearly this is the only slicer on this planet, and there's not a lot of slicing work on this planet.
I'm starting to wonder about food contamination in this joint. It seems like there's a lot of random debris laying around in the foodstuffs here.
That's the
adds
local
flavor.
delicacy, Phawz Nee. Just the local delicacy.
Perhaps we should eat elsewhere.
Maybe, depending on what this debris says.
Are you still hungry?
I'm telling
Phawz Nee?
you.
I have quite a bit of.
Holding like a duffel bag of pizza.
swamp pizza left over.
I'm telling you, in what is it, Rodian Town and Coruscant, the dirtiest places taste the best.
Basically true.
This
I
is
prefer-
true. Often you
prefer
are looking
not to
for the
eat,
bee in the window.
I prefer not to eat dairy-based foods. I try not to take life when I can avoid it.
I look very incredulously at Phawz Nee and the assassin droid right behind
The
him.
assassin droid goes, oh wow, I'm so sorry, everyone.
Insight check.
Are my I think, have my servos exploded? Wait a second. Is that Gamorrean over there flying?
Anyway, I jam a stick into the data pad.
Sure.
Is that like your attempt at a joke, Phawz?
Also, there is no
like-
dairy on this pizza.
Why would that be a joke?
It's primarily moss
Less.
and crustaceans of some kind.
Yeah. There are some things that are almost similar to dairy that are like naturally affording fungi and anyway, point is, yes, you plug in the next one of these. All right. Now, this data stick is a little bit more bespoke. And it basically says there's just like a first screen that is yes, no, and it says 7 figures, are you serious? Yes, no.
Is that? I know how professional works. I don't know if that's are you serious? As that is way high, more than expected, or are you kidding me? You're trying to buy me with that price?
Yeah, can I do an insight check to see what that might actually mean?
Considering how much work this person gets, I think it's the former and not the latter.
Of course, like, I know that
17.
just contextually, they are working several part-time jobs.
You
Maybe that's a hobby.
You think that this person is trying to suss out if you are serious.
Oh. Rather than incredulous of doubting her skills. Okay. Well,
Yes.
yeah. Read the full terms and conditions.
Oh, you missed that. The little box right there.
All
You
right.
Click on that
That's
thing.
how they get you.
And do not sign up for the newsletter, please. Thank you.
Yes.
You gotta uncheck that. They leave it checked by default.
Search for
Oh.
anything, any reward that might be in there that you can redeem that
Doctor,
nobody ever
are you
reads.
aware that you're only leasing this content, that you don't actually own it?
So do you say yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
I just always check yes.
You hit yes, and the
I bet
screen
Lucknux
the
does
screen
yes all
sort
the
of
time.
disappears, and it
I can still
says
see.
it basically says Nasorian Ricknit liquor.
I could go for a drink right now. Anyone want some Nasorian Ricknit liquor?
Oh, I could do a nightcap.
That's my favorite.
That
Let's-
is also something Record can consume.
If you're offering if you're offering me a drink, then I'm gonna take it.
I get the
Carry
feeling
on.
very few people do that, Rudenki.
Um,
As long as there's
You
not
would
random
be
debris in
quite
this
surprised,
liquor too.
Doctor.
So you guys
Love
make
Merdek.
your way if you are following the way this has worked.
there is a small bar on the far side of this that has like a sign in Nosoria. And if you go over there and go inside, it's an incredibly dark, dingy bar. Very few lights. Behind the counter is this one just angry-looking Nosorian. There's another Nosorian slumped at the bar, snoring loudly. The Nosorian sees you all coming and goes,
I have no clue what you just said.
What is that
my
language?
good friend.
This is
That's
my
how to
kind of place.
They are speaking. You know what? They'll say that, but then they will say in a. Does anybody here speak Bocce?
Oh, I know Bocce, yeah.
They will then say in
probably
Bocce, "Are you sure you're in the right place?"
Yes.
Okay.
Here for a nightcap.
Oh, no, I don't.
They'll kind of go back and pick up a bottle, uncork it. There's like a whiff of acrid air that just wafts across the whole cantina. They put a bunch of glasses down, pour it into all of them for you.
I like a specifically heavy pour, by the way.
Agree.
And
That
if you don't
smells
know,
like
Nosorians
home,
basically look like Triceratops people. So this one fills yours to the brim.
Thank God.
Rico would also like a heavy pour. It smells like home.
Pauses if anybody
wonder
else
you
is going to
left.
ask for a heavy pour.
I would
good.
not like a heavy pour, but I'm just wondering if this goes well with pizza and frozen custard.
Absolutely does not.
Is there a specific glass that is?
No, she's not here.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, you are talking to a giant Nosorian. But
Hand it off to
sure,
somebody
so the
else.
Nosorian's doing this, and the Nosorian just says, but are you
just
saying,
gonna-
is there a specific glass that would go best with those things? Is that what you asked?
I think she's just gonna meet us here, probably.
The Nosorian picks
all.
up one of the glasses, drinks it, sets that one down, and pushes it toward you. As this craziness is going on, a door opens behind the bar. A Mimbides is walking out. You see kind of like carrying an apron. And the Nosorian turns back and starts screaming in Bocce, "Wait, who are you? What the hell are you doing back there?" And the Mimbides like, don't worry about it. Just kind of hops over the counter. All right, y'all. What's going on?
Well, first, can you hand me that bottle? Right there, next to you. Yes, thank you.
The Nosorian hands you the bottle.
Leota just like chugs half of the bottle
Okay.
and sets it on the counter.
Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
She's got 2 livers.
This is not alcohol.
Fuck!
Pure ass.
Oh, well, I feel robbed.
None of the rest of you seem to have drunk yet, so she's.
Oh,
making
I said I put my straw in and started saying.
Oh, then would you make one as well?
A 5.
Okay.
Are you
I think
instantly
Phawz
knocked
Nee would have
out?
also drank, yeah.
Make anyone who drank go ahead and make a wisdom save in that
Oh
case.
no.
Wisdom?
Wait,
Wisdom or
you
con?
said Constitution.
You said you spoke wisdom.
It is
but you called
con.
not
It is
constitution.
con. It is
Yeah.
con.
Okay.
It's for
It's
something
con the
that's
first time.
usually wisdom based, but this is certainly con.
Buck was just getting out his glasses to examine the
I just
glass
want to
of
ask a
detail.
question.
Mhm.
Does my extraordinary healing or limb regeneration influence this at all?
No.
Okay, 10.
10. Cool.
Oh god.
14.
14. All right.
Are you all knocked out?
Phawz Nee, your. Those are locked. Cool. Phawz Nee, you were 1 shy, sir. It's a 15. Your pupils, all 3 of them, just dilate to the max. The 3 of you are seeing, hearing. The 3 of you are fully tripping, and you're like, just, I mean, you know, like hands trailing its insanity.
I slowly set my drink back down on the counter.
I am assuming Leota, who just took a big swig of the glass, it's now. The
She's
glass
just,
is now being dropped.
yeah. And the
Madeki,
Mimines goes, whoa.
Are you going to finish that? Record can see loud right now.
Anyway, All right.
I'm going to push my drink away from the cooler.
All right.
Wow, a bunch of amateurs here. So, what's the deal?
Well, our diplomat here is now in no condition.
Well, your
to-
diplomat has very little spycraft, which makes me a little concerned about taking this job.
I am a Zeltron. Woo.
I know. I can sure smell your pheromones on you. They smell very nice, ma'am.
Thank
All
you.
right.
So what's the plan? What's the score?
The score.
Gotta go abduct some android.
Well, that's
Android or
somewhat-
cyborg? I get them confused sometimes too. Cyborg, that's better.
All right.
We need
so-
access to an encrypted cybernetic
Oh.
piece in the head.
Oh, now that can get a little tricky if you don't want. Sometimes that can get tricky. I am not much of a cybernetic
surgeon?
wise. I'm not much of a
Cybernetic
surgeon. Yeah.
I
we
am-
have a surgeon.
I
Oh!
have that one.
Well, that's great. Ooh,
That's
hey, cool
why I
droid
gave you
here.
the details.
She kind of walks over to S4. Ooh, it's not a bad looking droid. You overclocked? No. You want to be? What about you? What about you, Round? She kind of says to RK, who just in Sisrai. What the hell was that?
I think he's fine.
All right.
So anyway, yeah, that.
I
that,
forgot to breathe.
Hold on. hey, hold on. Y'all want to see something funny? Watch this. She pulls out a smaller data pad, and she just starts playing like incredibly like complicated rhythm music on it, like switching various like time signatures and just like really like loud kind of pulses.
7-4. I like it.
And all of the three who are on the thing are very much like it's as if stuff's flying at your face right now.
I think Phawz Nee might be getting a little aggressive at that.
Okay, actually, go ahead. I tell you what. For this one, why don't you all make
to just sort of punch the sound?
Why don't you all make wisdom saves in that case for this?
That's not
God
good.
damn it.
That's not good at all.
That's not fun.
Great for Philip.
8.
I'm gonna throw a force point.
Okay,
Natural 20, 21.
that's not
I'm
fun.
not
Yes,
putting any force points on this 8.
17.
you can punch it a 17. So both of you, yeah, basically. So Phawz Nee, you think stuff is actually attacking you. The other two, it's insane. And if you kind of want to punch to see if it's there, but like you can understand, it's just sound waves are
then-
washing over you.
Like
and
a
you're seeing
3D.
them.
Then,
Yeah.
if I understand what's going on, then Record pulls out Record's data pad. and
Okay,
begins
cool.
to
Yeah.
Start recording.
And
this
Recor's
experience.
about to say some stuff that won't make sense later. Perfect. So,
So
but so basically she's like, yeah, so, I mean, yeah, you guys seem kind of weird, and you're offering lots of money, which means it's probably too good to be true, and I shouldn't quit my day jobs.
well, the money will come from what is it? The credit runner? Is that what they call it?
An F-runner?
And that thing, the headset I was talking about, the very
encrypted
high tech
headset
one.
has
Is that a Krethanobo's key?
Yes,
Finance
that's a
runner.
word. That's a word.
Finance
That's a word that I know.
Oh, so, wait. 7 figures?
Well,
Ryota? Are you cutting us short?
We could do better than 7 figures. I assume you're trying to, well, I mean, we can
That's
do,
what I was offered.
we
I
can
was
do
offered
way
a
better than
little
7
cut.
figures. If you
I
wanna-
wasn't sure if
Are
we
you-
could get the maximum amount.
If
I
I'm there, you
also
can.
didn't-
No problem.
I didn't want to let you all know the risks. Words are very strange in my mouth right
'Cause
now.
It's largely because you say them in like
You're
clouds
seeing the
form
words.
with
You're
each
seeing
one.
the words.
These like sine curves spew out of your mouth and echo around and come back at you.
If I told you that there were infinite amounts of money that we could get, you would understand that this is more dangerous than perhaps it would be for $1 million this song.
I think it's how
Phawz Nee-
right
I
now.
could
Phawz
fund all
Nee
of my children.
starts punching at these hallucinations, and when that doesn't work, he starts reaching for his blaster.
Okay, S4, could you
Yes.
deal with that?
Stop him from.
Sure. It's okay, Phawz Nee.
It's
Bonk him if
okay.
you need to.
He keeps reaching for his blaster. S4 doesn't have a good track record.
Go ahead and what is S4's athletics?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me pull it up.
It's a droid. You're not a Jedi.
Why in your Star Wars games do people end up stoned out of their minds? Because this has happened to me before.
I think that says a lot
Deja
about
vu.
you. This is the first time this has ever happened to me.
S4 has a plus
in
6.
3 Star Wars campaigns.
Plus 6. What is yours?
Mine is +1, so S4 is better than me.
Go ahead and make the athletics check. S4 is going to try. You could outroll, but the plus 6 is a nice. Ooh.
Rolled a 9, so I have a 10.
S4 did not roll great, but does beat that.
Okay.
S4 had
He
a.
stops him from pulling out the blaster.
Yes, S4 just kind of like clamps Phawz Nee's arms down and says, "That will get you in trouble, Master."
There's hands for S4. Take out your blaster. It's a threat.
Phawz,
It's a trap.
Phawz, close your eyes and reach out your hand.
Phawz closes his eyes, but I suspect that might make that worse based on real life experience.
You still see everything coming at you, but it's no longer like superimposed over reality, which maybe makes it worse or better.
All right.
More, you should give your audiences this drink and then play at them so they.
What? Oh no! Don't have them drink this. It's highly addictive. It can cause permanent brain damage if you have too much of it.
Well.
So back to this payout.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
yeah, so what is the plan?
payout?
You just want to dip a little bit and not let anyone know? Or are you trying to clear the thing out? I mean, what's the goal?
What is my capability of like critical thinking right now?
I would say you saved against the thing, so like I would say you can think critically if you want to. That it'll be up to you. I would say that though you are experiencing this, you did see through it a second ago, and you're
Okay.
You're slightly sloshed.
You're a mentally adept person, so you can.
I
And your 2 livers are probably having some effect on this.
okay.
Yeah.
I would personally like to have more money to get away from this hellscape galaxy. Not this one. This one's I like this, but it's more risky, and it's not only the risk for me to take on. So if the rest of you want to risk your lives for potentially
Depends how
money.
much heat we get doing the job in the first place. doesn't it?
Well, there's no promises now, are there?
It's my last job, so I think we gotta go big.
I was promised 1 million credits. What are you talking about?
More than 1
Yeah.
million, or you can just take 1 million. I
I
will give you
mean-
1 million credits.
Well,
No more, no less.
no, we could do. Well, I guess. Are you hiring me? I'll tell you what. How big's the crew? Is it everyone here? Do I get extra because you need me? Or is it a 7-way split?
Oh, I think it's a 7-way split.
7-way split?
Record would like crescendo credits. Pianissimo.
Well, in that case, we are more talking about 8 figures apiece. I feel like I could pretty safely give you all about, 41 million.
The greater the reward, the greater the risk. I would like more money. And I would like to live in this reality forever.
But I
Right
also
now.
need assurances that you people like what's the dumbest thing you did before drinking these drinks? Like what's like the last stupid thing this group's done? Like should I trust any of you?
I'm not gonna answer that.
Yes.
I've been doing this for a long, long time.
Record purchased a timeshare.
Oh god.
Uh-oh.
Where though?
Oh no.
Oh god.
On Naboo.
Well, no, that's at the lake country because that's pretty
Oh.
nice there.
That's where we're looking too.
Oh, whoa! Oh, you're about to get out of the game? Well, that's
Oh,
great.
Perhaps
Oh, yeah,
I can
I'll
offer
pull out
you
my
my
pictures.
timeshare.
Oh my God!
So
What beautiful little ones! Oh my goodness! Oh wow!
I'm very concerned.
Well, in that case, yeah, you need. I mean, if you're in the Lake District, yeah, you're gonna need. Yeah, this'll have you in style. You can get a real nice place.
Yeah, my wife said she had a bad feeling about this when I told her she was.
Don't
nothing to worry about.
That's nothing to worry about. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
This couldn't go wrong. As far as I can tell, y'all are just a very, very together and capable group who never acts impulsively. So sure, let's do it.
I think you have a very correct assessment of our group. To be fair.
That's me, all right.
I've never acted impulsively in this game.
Good.
If it doesn't kill you, it ain't stupid, and I'm still alive.
Are any of us really alive?
Not you, S4. Not you.
True. Yeah. Speaking of S4, this is not a bad droid. I think I could fix some things on this if you wanted.
Can you make him shut up more often?
I like his morbidness.
By the way,
Morbidity, you were the
what's
right
her name?
time.
Did we ever ask her
Record
name?
would like to say that it is pronounced
Oh,
morbidity.
I'm Reese. Reese
That's
too.
not-
Reese, that's right,
All right.
Reese.
It's my name. Yeah, none of you asked me, but that is my name.
And how can we trust you?
We're
you
hiring
can't.
her.
Well, the main way you can trust me is I informed you that one of you, the person hiring you, was under promising by a factor of 41. Actually, more, because originally it was just going to be 60. You would have gotten nearly 49 credits, 49 million apiece. So that's how you can
Keep in
trust
mind, I was short-cutting myself as well. It's not like I was going to take more.
I guess that's not really something.
Oh,
we can
Reese,
necessarily trust on.
how much more heat would it be to get the whole stash than it would be to get just a million each?
Well, okay. See, there's a lot of stuff. A million each. I mean, I can give everyone, if we're on an F runner, I can give everyone a million. I mean, millions is fine. I would estimate that an F runner might have to get on there to do. I'm just kind of telling you roughly. You can usually get. Basically, we could test print a bunch of credits. That's my point. Where it would get cleared from the cache. So in other words, we could create credits and like it won't even be on the permanent record. Like they're in the system, but like they're not even on the system. So in other words, like you just got them. They're good. They're real.
Stabilize the economy.
If
Says Dr. Otto, who is not trained in economics whatsoever.
I mean, that's sort of the beauty of it if you do it small enough. I mean, this is like slicing 101. This is the kind of stuff we all think about. Like, if you just take just enough to do a couple test runs and clear the cache out of it, no, that's not enough. That's a drop of the thing. Now, if you want to take everything on an F runner, yeah, you'll mess up an economy pretty bad. Or if you print way too many credits, if you generate too many credits, that could be bad too. But if you're just trying to like not make a splash, if you don't mind making a little splash, yeah, you could each get 1 billion or so.
Anyway,
That'll raise some eyebrows, but stuff's crazy right now. Of course.
That's a pretty big difference.
Eh.
You know what they say, what's the difference between 1 million credits and 1 billion credits? It's about 1 billion credits.
Yeah. But
Anyway.
we're talking about 40 million. What I'm saying is you can all get 40 million credits apiece, and that's with the same amount of risk as 1 million apiece.
Let's go for 40, not the billion. Is this stuff wearing off yet?
Yeah,
I feel like my third eye has been open.
You already had 3 eyes. Oh dear.
Oh.
Anyway, so what are the?
Oh my god.
So
Wait, what?
What
I
do
know.
we? Here's the details. This this headpiece, it is currently attached to one of the racers.
Oh. Oh, I see. We gotta earn this money. Gotcha. There's a Krethenobos key on one of these racers, and you want to remove it and/or abduct them, and then summon an F runner and take a bunch of money on it undetected.
That is the cliff notes. Nah, that's copyrighted. That is
Well,
the summary. Of
If
this
you
plan.
if you can get that person, I will get it. I will activate the key. No sweat.
Does it require it to be attached to their person?
No, but if you're removing it, I should maybe be there to disable any kill switches and such.
That might be a
BC,
good
your
thing.
voice is like a river.
Watch
Did you
this.
literally see a river?
Ah-oo, ah-woo.
I slap her across the face.
Make an attack roll.
I go for my gun again.
Okay, no.
God.
13.
She ducks.
Wait, hang on. Sorry. I'm gonna add a force point. 19.
All right, you slap her. What is your strength modifier?
-3.
So she regains hit points. No. Hey!
Oh, damn, that's the first time I've seen someone slap the life into someone else, literally.
Now, and those of you who see it, like, at the slap, like, there was this, like, weird, like, explosion that, like, shimmered out.
Wow. Anyway.
Hey, what the hell? Right? Hey, look, your plan is crazy. I don't have to do this. I'll go back. You know what? It's not a high pay, but they treat me right over at Swamp Pizza.
No. You don't have to go.
You know what they drink.
I think we are very interested in your services.
Well,
but yeah, these people.
All right. When is this going down? I assume you have a very careful abduction plan in place. You've been in a hotel room and you've talked it through and you've all imagined it going like that, but then you know that when it really happens, it might not go exactly how you're picturing it. There'll be a bunch of things, and then later it might be revealed that those things were all part of the plan.
Yes.
So you've seen that movie too.
And a double cross.
Yep.
They've got a bowcaster.
That changes everything.
Oh,
absolutely.
No. Her kind of, and she's got these goggles on, just kind of, it's kind of.
So.
Well, keep me away from the Gand.
Yeah, of course.
Record.
Why don't we regroup and we'll contact you in the next few hours.
But they were
information that you need
emitting shimmers.
It was good. It was good shimmers, Record.
Sure. You contact me.
Shimmers.
You contact me when the time is right.
Can we get your contact information?
Oh, you've already got it.
Is it on my data pad under my contacts?
Well, it was lovely meeting you, and lovely watching whatever you did to these people.
Well, I would say it was the feeling was mutual, but whatever.
You'd be lying. You and I both know.
I don't know. Part of me is still worried about this because you really didn't pick up on you attracted attention to yourself at the thing when you came back to that was.
Well, yes.
That was weird.
Well.
All right. Well, I'm getting out of here. The Nesaurian has just been watching all of this. Doesn't speak any basic, so this will just. All right. Kind of. She starts going back to the Nesaurian, and Bachi's like, "Where are you going? Use the front entrance." She's like, I'm fine. You haven't paid. You're fine. Okay.
What the heck?
More?
We're good. My drink is just untouched.
He'll pick it up.
You can have mine too. All right, let's walk these idiots back to the ship.
Or sing something.
No.
Please.
Oh, however, that being said, you guys get back to the ship and the rest of the band is practicing.
Do I like it or hate it?
I'm going to turn up my background music that happens to be Carbonite Freeze right now.
Do they sober up before they make it back?
No. Those of you listening to the thing right now, the voices might be low, but this is what they're hearing, but they're seeing it. Do you hop on the clue horn and provide some accompaniment?
Well, yeah, I can't resist if the band's going already.
And you guys, and so basically,
performance ever record for your tour.
This should be.
Are you literally recording it? Video recording it?
Oh no!
And as that happens,
with words, Dr. Otto.
For the three of you affected by this, it is this musical these sounds cascading over you, accompanied by this uneven munching sounds as a wart eats about a cubic foot of pizza.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Humps.
Humps. Oh, just all around.
Boy, you need to take the crunches out. It's too much.
So, this happens. It is 9:30. Now, a lot of the digging around tonight was sort of my fault because I wanted to do the joke of the multiple businesses, but it wasn't all my fault. But it is now one more session gone. You guys have 2 sessions left to try to pull this
We
off.
haven't left the planet.
You haven't
Not
left the
made a
plan.
single bit of plan.
You don't, but I guess I will say maybe here as we sort of close out. What's the plan?
I ain't got a
Great
plan.
question.
I've got
Gonna go
no
for the
idea.
big bucks.
I understand you want to go for the big bucks, but that seems like a solution to like a second stage of stuff.
So it seems to me that we have 2 main avenues of attack. One is we try to just rush them and get them before they get on the water. And 2 is we wait until they get on the water, see what they do, and see if we can get them after the race. Because it doesn't seem like it's going to be very easy for us to apprehend them on the water because cameras will be watching them, especially the guy who is betting on something. So I feel like our 2 main objectives, our 2 main choices are either rush and try and get it before the race and find a way to unbuckle my ship and get out of here. Or 2, bide our time. And suspicion will lower on us, and we'd also be able to circumvent any traps that they set for us if we stay here and don't really do anything.
So I guess
But there's the risk of them doing something that we can't undo during the race because they have a plan.
All
There's
right.
also trying to get Paul onto our side.
Let's vote on some questions. Do we want to try and capture them en route to the ship, or do we want to try and get them while they're on the ship?
En route to this ship is really tough because of all the security.
It's really risky, especially because we just blew our cover a little bit.
Phawz Nee agrees on the ship is better. Does anyone have objections? Sober Phawz Nee agrees.
So we are under the belief that the crew are planning to double-cross Sibilant at some point after they get onto the water.
Either
Is
that or
the
they have
feeling we've
some
got?
sort of thing to do with the race or else. But if they do sabotage the race, that'll be an interesting.
We'll be
How
following
much
along
do
on your floating platform while you're performing. Well, you only perform during the opening ceremonies. Well,
Luck
before the
knows.
opening ceremonies.
Love nuts?
You really don't have to twist the knife any further, Doctor.
Will, which is to say that
Oh, also, by the way, as you guys walk home, there are huge, like, posters have been put up, like, not officially, but by people, just talking about Mama Gurgle, like, Mama Gurgle with her clue horn and the little darlings behind her, like, on walls everywhere, and it says, at the bottom it just says, featuring opening acts. Doesn't even give you by name.
Fucking kill that bitch.
What were you gonna say, Phawz Nee?
Phawz Nee has 2 questions. First of all, luck nuts.
Yes.
Can your little droid carry any significant weight?
The answer to
Can
that
it
is
carry
no.
small amounts of weight at all?
It
I
has
don't even
no
think it
outfit.
has, like, it doesn't really, yeah.
It has a grenade launcher. That's its.
Well, I mean, question number 2 is: could a remote detonator be found on this planet?
Yes.
Sabotage the boat?
Sabotage the boat.
that is an option.
I don't think we should break the boat. I think we should slow it down so that the news crews lose interest in it if it's in last place and go on to the winners. That gives us more time to work with it. Or just blow a
Interesting.
hole in the boat.
Oh, let's be inconspicuous by
I
blowing
mean,
up a
if
hole.
we can manage to get a device on there, it is a good fail-safe or a fallback plan. But
Nobody's-
I don't think we should rely on blowing up their boat as the main plan.
Yeah, but
I can get it on there if you get me the device.
the idea of disabling or hindering the boat is appealing.
Oh, if you're talking mechanic stuff, I need detailed instructions. My oldest
what
is
the
the one who
plan they
gave us
have
all
is
that
once they
stuff.
get on the water.
How much would a remote detonator cost?
That's not It's not crazy expensive. It's 100 you have a remote detonator. You can key a charge to an explosive. That
Sure.
Yeah.
I have some grenades and whatnot. So.
Yeah.
So it looks like the plan is we put a remote detonator on there, and then we kind of wait and see what they do while they're on the water, so we can gauge what their plan is, and then either detonate it or wait until they finish and try and swipe them after the thing.
Yes.
How do we get to them? Are we taking our ship out there? Our ship has a boot.
I think. I don't know. Do you think our
How
slicer
big-
friend has any
How
access to the
big is
ship?
this sailing boat?
Probably not.
It's like imagine like a normal like schooner. Maybe like a 60-footer.
That sounds
I guess
about right
the
for-
question that I'm going to ask is the freighter capable of just capturing the entire sailing boat? That's the real question. Can we just like open cargo bay doors, fly on it, take the thing?
Imagine that would work.
I doubt it, but I'm just
Don't
curious.
forget about the heavy repeating blaster they have.
That would be,
We
Thank
have to
God
like
for
jam
this.
it through the like.
yeah,
hull.
that would it's that this does not have a 60-foot. That would be tough. I mean, obviously you could bash it up and just bring much of it aboard, but yeah, you're not sure about that part.
Not to mention they have the Nulk have clearance codes. They can just disable clearance, and then we'd be like blown out of the sky if we do anything inconspicuous.
I think if we want to access the boat, we could sabotage it, and then we'd also have to somehow commandeer the medical team. So it's us who goes.
That's a lot of steps to try to make this work.
It's a heist. It's a heist movie. It's how it goes.
We
'Cause
now
we
have
could-
access to a slicer, yes, who can
That's
provide,
true.
can plant files of the appropriate personnel that should respond to a certain situation.
That's true. That is an excellent point.
But they will also still be heavily armed when we do this.
That's why we have S4 and Phawz.
They also now have Phawz Nee and Recor's weapons.
These are humans, aren't
Alright.
No, they have Dr. Otto and Recor's weapons.
Oh, sorry.
they?
Sorry.
The
I'm looking
First
at
Order
this.
are humans.
They're all humans. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so the
Instead of
summary-
Except for this.
Instead of an explosive charge, could it be something like a sleep grenade or other bio weapon?
Stun grenades exist. You could try that.
But it wouldn't disable the boat, which I think would be a better idea.
There's no one to pilot the boat.
Stun grenades are a thing for sure.
But that would be harder to place because you have to put it inside the ship, whereas we could attach a charge to the hull and still sabotage.
I also imagine they will do a detailed check
have to.
of the boat before they leave.
And there's
Especially
probably
given the
heavy security on it right now.
security they had in their hotel room.
True.
Well, you said you could get it on the boat. Can you be discreet about it?
I can certainly try.
Now we have a third person that's going to be on the list once he's found out.
All right. Well,
I'm thinking your crew is actually a bunch of troublemakers.
This is some interesting plans coming together. I think we will begin next week. Seems like you'll be contacting your slicer to kind of be ready to give you guys some fake codes for whatever stuff your plan is. But it looks like we're going to be starting with Lucknook's trying to sneak something on something.
That seems fair.
Sure.
Very good. Well, we'll begin there next time. Thank you so much for watching. This has been a fun session. 4 of 6 gone, 2/3 of the way through, and now it should be more money than you were promised, but also a taller order than it originally seemed. But no one was threatened with an execution-style murder today, so progress.
Step up.
Tomorrow for that.
Exactly. All right. Yes, speaking of which, so yes, please, thanks for checking this out. Also, you can go on to our Discord and download several of Murdenki's just beautiful tunes from the EP that they're putting out of Come Away to Camino Bay. The most recent track that went up is the title track, Come Away to Camino Bay. It is upsetting. We also have I Want Them to Clone You Today. That's a lyric in it. Oh, come to Camino Bay. I want them to clone you today, 'cause one of you's just not enough for me. What can I say? That is what Mimi Panini sings. Tomorrow we have this is like a first for me in terms of game stuff. We have the season finale of Top Flight. This is effectively I've really never done this before, where like this game is not over. We'll come back to it, but it's going to be off for a few months here, and it's going to be a fun one. Our group is
fighting a very powerful, very probably demonic monk.
They are up against a monk is kind of the closest stats I'm using, but it is a ninja is who they're fighting,
and we are wrecked currently.
They are wrecked. Yeah, I think
We're in danger.
Two of them were low. V has no formations left. They're all gone. Or you have one
My
left.
voice is gone.
No, you have one left who was holding the thing. Yeah. And can't speak. The armament just got teleported away. It's crazy. That's going to be interesting if they can survive this. It'll be, but they're just there to rescue Red, and hopefully they're so close if they're able to just hang on. It does seem like there's only one enemy before them. It seems that way, so that's great.
I don't like that.
So yes, that is tomorrow, and then on Friday we have the continuing horror story of Blood from a Stone. In our last game, the heroes realized some good news, which is that they can prevent a horror surge. If anybody rolls a natural 13, there's a 1 in 13 chance that just monsters are going to come out of the woodwork and attack people, and it's really bad. And that should have happened, but they realized they can prevent that now. Mm-hmm. All they do is they roll a d6, and that many numbers get added to our dread clock, which goes up to 13. So they rolled a 6. It was great.
Specifically me.
Yeah. I learned all 6.
Where did you find a clock that goes to 13?
Oh, I don't know. I printed it out and made it and bought a cheap one from Target and sized it on first try, and I cut it out by hand. You can
That's impressive.
And this is why you should subscribe, folks, because
because of our high budget special effects department.
Because this poor man
properties, y'all.
is doing all of this for you.
So yeah, check that out. That game is demented. Anybody want to plug anything else? You wonderful players.
As always, I do a webcomic called Travelers of Tularia. It is on Webtoon and Tapas and Tumblr, so if you want to check it out, I'll put a link to it in the chat. It's fantasy, so if you like that, you should check it out. And also, I did a short comic with Philip at some point called Wonder Worker.
God, at some point,
magical murder mystery.
When did that happen in the past?
That was like a year ago.
Oh, fuck off. Oh my god.
Time is a construct.
No, I was in your house when you told me about it, so it was way more than a year ago.
It was 2 years ago.
Well, that's when he started the process, but when it actually was published, yeah.
It was published like a year and a half ago.
Well, on that dark note, yes, please.
Also, get your flu shots, everyone. It's flu season now.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It is. I guess I'll just also mention to vote if you're in California. It's always a good day to vote. I don't know.
The 14th is the deadline, so
it's 2 days from now. So yeah, do that.
Be sure to do that.
Well, in that case, thanks so much for watching. This has been a lot of fun. We will see you next week, and then the week after that is the finale of this miniseries. Can they do this in 2 sessions? How much more time will be spent in a food court?
We're all gonna die.
Half of next session.
All right. Well, my friends, it is so wonderful to play with you as always. I'm so grateful that we have this time together. The Force will be with you. Always.
Bye-bye.